Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Insight. We have started a series of lecture on reproductive system. Fine, and we discussed a lot. Okay, we discussed about the basic, you can say the introduction about the reproductive system both in the male and female. Fine, then we described the menstrual cycle in detail. We understood the oogenesis. Then we also studied about the spermatogenesis. Fine, and after the gamete form, then we seen that the destiny of egg, the destiny of egg is sperm and vice versa. Understood? Now, so we seen that after the fertilization there is a formation of zygote. There is a formation of zygote. Now we have to understand that what things happen in this zygote. Fine, what things occurring in this zygote which you can say form the one multicellular individual, one multicellular organism. What changes occur? Fine. So we will see all these things under this heading. So this is today's our lecture outline. We will first we will try to understand about the implantation, and then we will study about the development of placenta. Understand? And then we also see some of the functions which is exhibited by these placenta, I hope you are all fine, well. Okay, so now just quickly recap what we studied, what we understood from our previous lecture. We understood that the female have their own gamete called as egg, isn't it? And there is a male gamete, and that is called as a sperm. Fine. I should change the color of sperm. And through the gametogenesis process, write it down here, through the gametogenesis, what happened? There will be a formation of gametes. Fine, two types of gametes. In the case of females, there is a production of ova, or you can say the egg. Getting the points? Yeah. Now, in the case of male, what is formed? A sperm. Now you are wise enough, you can tell me the fast. The process of formation of sperm is known as, it is known as spermatogenesis. Clear? No problem? Now, the formation of ova or egg is called as oogenesis. Getting the point? No problem? Easy to understand? Now what happened? You know, like we want to achieve our goals. Fine. These cells, the gamete cells, fine, the sexual cells, they also want to achieve their goal in life, and their goal is to meet with each other. To meet with each other. Now, once they meet, and this meeting is very specific. We term this meeting as a fertilization, isn't it? And this meeting only happened during the specific time period in a specific environment. Are you getting my points? Which we already discussed. Now, after the fusion of these two, you can say the gametes, there will be a formation of zygote. There is a formation of one zygote. Yeah. So this egg and this sperm, that's a single cell structure, they will fuse and they form one you can say that diploid structure. These are the haploid. I am representing haploid as N. Fine. And now after the fusion they form the diploid structure. They form that. This is the male pronuclei, female pronuclei. Fine. And this whole structure is called as the zygote. No problem? Till here any doubt? No? Now this zygote, after the fertilization, this zygote, is formed. Now what is the fate of this zygote? The fate is it's undergo the successive, you can say, the division and differentiation too. Write it the word, okay. This zygote is undergo cleavage, fine, and in the cleavage the two things is happening. The first foremost thing is division, cell division, okay. Now this zygote, they will change into one ball-like structure that is termed as a morula, okay. That is termed as a morula. Now see here, this zygote, after the fertilization, okay, after the fertilization it start one process. We refer this process as a cleavage, a breakdown, fine, okay. And they form the one large structure where there is a division. Are you getting points? There is a division, the 8-cell structure, and this 8-cell structures, we refer this structure as a morula. Now after this, okay, don't forget they have the genetic material, fine, okay. Now after the formation of morula, okay, this event, okay, this event is happening inside the female and reproductive environment. So I should draw the diagram of the female diagram to show you. Here is so this is female reproductive tract. What is happening? The egg which is present here, it is released, okay, during the which phase of menstrual cycle? Ovulatory phase. Very good. It's a ovulation, a golden time period, a fertile time period during which the egg is released and they come into here, ampullary region, fine. And after the intercourse, okay, you know that sperm, it suffer a lot, okay, it faces so many challenges and obstacles which we've seen in our previous lecture. Now this sperm, they travel, okay, and they come into here, the ampullary isthmic junction, okay. And if you talked about the site of fertilization, always remember it's either isthmus, fine, and if the isthmus is not you can say present in your MCQ option, then what will you do? Then go with the nearest answer, that's your ampullary isthmic junction. Now here the fertilization happen, there will be a formation of zygote, fine. Now this zygote, they form the morula, the 8-cell structure, fine. This morula divide and they become one large structure, okay. And this large structure, they are called as a tell me, this large structure, they are called as a blastocyst, okay, the 64th cell. Now you are surprised, okay, make how much division you can make here. And the you can say that if you talked about the number of cell, how many numbers of cells it's having now the 64 cells. From the 8-cell structure, from the 2-cell, this is a zygote, okay, now it's become the 4-cell, okay, then it's become the 8-cell, 16-cell, okay, then 64 cells. Now you are seeing this type of, you can say, the progression, what you called it? It is called as the arithmetic progression. Am I wrong? It's called as a geometrical progression. It's called as the geometrical progression. Once 2 cell divide into 4, 4 into 8, 8 into 16, 16 into 64. Now, after it divide means this modula, they change into one distinct structure that is referred as a, blastula. Blastula. Are you getting my points? Yeah. This blastula, it will differentiate into the two layers. Fine. I'm showing you this two layer. The one layer lies, okay, you can say internally, and this layer is referred as a inner cell mass. Inner cell mass, okay, and also known as embryoblast. Now, and there will be one outer layer, a wavy layer. Fine. This outer layer is referred as, very good, it's called as the trophoblast. Trophoblast. Are you getting my points? Yeah, this is called as the trophoblast. Now, what is you can say the function of this division? The first thing is zygote have to divide in order to develop a one multicellular structure. It have to be divide. Yeah. So it started, you can say, their life. After the fertilization, there will be a formation of zygote. That's a 2-cell structure. Okay. They undergo successive cleavage. They form one 8 structure referred as the modula. Then 64 structure, 64 cell containing structure, and that is referred as the blastula. That is referred as a blastula. Till here you have any doubt? No? Shall we move ahead? Fine. Now, the one thing which you have to keep in your mind is that in the 64 stage, 64 cell stage, that is called as the, that is called as the blastocyst, or you can say the blastula. It is the structure which are going to implant here, which is going to implant here, or you can say this is the one layer which are going to make harmonious relationship with the endometrium lining of uterus, and later on in this lecture you will see that this 64 structure that we refer as a blastula, it will you can say make a strong relationship with the endometrium by the formation of placenta, and the process is called as the plantation. Now, this 64 cell that is referred as the blastula or blastocyst, it got attached with the endometrium, and this process of attachment is referred as the implantation. Am I clear? It's referred as a implantation. Now you may thinking that okay, fertilization happened, but after how much day this implantation is happening? Remember, it's happening after 1 week of fertilization. After 1 week of fertilization, this blastocyst get attached here. This process is referred as an implantation. Understood? No problem. Remember, it's this zygote undergo the cleavage, okay, and it divide in the fashion of geometrical progression. What I mean by the geometrical progression means the 2 cell, okay, we just remember 1 cell divide into 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, okay, and then 64. Are you getting the point? Okay, this is referred as a geometrical progression. Clear? Now we will see how this implantation is happening. Okay, how this implantation is happening. Just keep in your mind that this 64 cell stage, it will attach with the endometrium lining of the uterus. Remember, and the second thing you should remember, this event is happening after the 1 week of fertilization. After the 1 week of fertilization, this you can see event is occurring. Now let's move ahead and discuss the implantation in detail. Okay, so I will draw one large uterus. Now you are thinking why I am saying large uterus, because it's necessary to know that during the pregnancy time uterus get enlarged, okay, under the effect of certain hormone like progesterone, estrogen, fine. And uterus have to be enlarged, no, because after all the fetus is developing, okay. Now you can say the small zygote, they become the fetus, like it's have the large shape. So uterus, you can say, have to be enlarged. It have to be enlarged. So fine. So this is your, this is your larger uterus, fine. Just tell me the name of the layer of uterus, because here we have to, you can say, remember the layers, the histology of uterus, fine. This outermost layer, what you call it? Fast. Very good. It is called as the perimetrium, outermost. Okay, now then we have one, you can say, the thicker layer, isn't it? And this thicker layer of the uterus, okay, this thicker layer of uterus is called as, this thicker layer of uterus is called as, very good, it's a smooth muscle, you can say, layer. And this smooth muscle layer have the one special name, okay, known as myometrium. Fine. Now this innermost layer, as I am showing by the white color chalk, fine, this layer under the effect, now remember again the menstrual cycle. What is happening in the menstrual cycle? Fine, in the menstrual cycle during the ovulatory period, okay, during the ovulatory period there will be a release of, here from the ovary there is a release of secondary oocyte. Are you getting the points? Fine. And the secondary oocyte, they release from the mature Graafian follicle. Fine. See, this is one mature Graafian follicle, okay, and this is the ovum, and there is a, you can say, glycoprotein layer, zona pellucida, fine, and there is a granulosa cell layer. Okay. Now what is happening? This egg will come out, fine, with the zona pellucida layer. Okay, zona pellucida layer, they will come out, and whatever the structure is left, we refer this structure as a, tell me, we refer this structure as a corpus luteum. Are you recalling the name? Corpus luteum. No problem? Very good. Now we've seen the so many functions of the corpus luteum, but one of the function of the corpus luteum is secretion of certain, you can say, the hormones, okay, and these hormones will eventually work on the, it will work on the endometrium. Fine, this white layer, it is called as the endometrium. Now, these hormones is mainly the two hormones called as the progesterone, okay, and another one is called as the estrogen. Now the function of progesterone and estrogen is in sequence wise. First the progesterone will work and it send their chemical signals, their message to proliferate, okay, to proliferate the endometrium. Now endometrium, it proliferate, fine, it proliferate, it's become thicker. I'm talking about after the ovulatory period, fine, after the ovulatory period. Now then what happened, the estrogen come, and you know that there are blood supplies, fine. So they treat this blood, you can say artery, they are also called as the caudate artery. Are you getting the points? Now what happened, the sperm, they come through this region, okay, and they travel and they come along the way here. It approaches the egg, okay, there will be a fertilization, then we see there will be a formation of two cell structure called as zygote become the, it become the 8 cell structure called as the morula. Morula will transform into the blastola or blastocyst. Fine, it's a 64 still. The blastocyst is characterized by the presence of fluid-filled cavity, okay, and this fluid-filled cavity is called as the blastocele, okay. Now, and you see that there is a differentiation of two layers, two well differentiated layer. The first layer is called as the inner cell mass. Remember, embryo will form from the inner cell mass. So this really is also called as the embryoblast. Simple, no? It's also called as the embryoblast. Fine, no problem. Now, it got developed into one more layer referred as a trophoblast. Fine. This layer, they are referred as a trophoblast. Now, or also called as the outer cell mass, outer cell mass. Now, come to the here. The point of attachment, suppose here there will be attachment, fine, of this egg. Now there are no more egg, I'm sorry, this is a blastocyst. Now this part, where this blastocyst want to attach, this part is called as the decidua, okay, and here there will be a very special type of cell called as the decidual cell. Fine, this is called as the decidual cell. And this story is about the 7 days. Now what will happen? This structure, they develop, you can say, one finger-like projection on their animal pole, fine, and okay, and the placenta, okay, the placenta, they give their decidual part, okay, and there is a, you can say, the temporary attachment. Now this microvilli or finger-like structure, it develops some of the blood, you can say the small blood vessels, fine, and this story is happening in 16 days. Are you getting my points? Once again, very good. During the, you can say, ovulatory period, there is a release of secondary oocyte, and whatever structure is left referred as the corpus luteum. Fine. Now this secondary oocyte, okay, secondary oocyte, they come into the fallopian tube, and there will be arrival of sperm fertilize it, and there will be a result of two cell structure, a zygote transform, you can say transformed, okay, through the cleavage they transform into the morula will transform into the blastula, 64 cell structure. Blastula differentiate, it form one you can say the fluid filled cavity that we referred as a blastocyst. Fine, a blastocele, okay. And now they will differentiate into the two layers. The inner layer is called as the inner cell mass and embryoblast. From here, the inner cell mass, there will be a formation of embryo. Fine. Now what is the fate of outer, you can say, the layer? The outer layer involved in the attachment, okay, with the endometrial lining of uterus. Now how they will attach? Okay, how they will attach? This decidual cells, okay, fine, this area, the decidua area, till now there is no any attachment. Now this villi, okay, it secretes some of the destructive enzyme. Fine, it secretes some of the destructive enzyme, and then it will fitted over this area where those area where they are fitted, that is referred as a decidual area. Are you getting the points? Fine, that is referred as a decidual area. Now you know that the normal lifespan of corpus luteum is about the 10 to 12 days, okay, and you know this thickened endometrium is depend upon the supply of progesterone and estrogen, isn't it? Now once they form the structure, once you can say they make the structure, then there will be a formation of one strong structure, and that structure is called as placenta. It is referred as a placenta.